go. So I went to Japan with one suitcase and I came back with two. I bought a fair amount of stuff. So what I'm going to do today is remind myself just what it was that I bought. Hello, my line. Just one moment. I seem to have got my alignment wrong. Give me one moment. I swear I had this set to landscape. Nope, that's me. Huh. Well, this is going well, isn't it? I'm supposed to have this on landscape, but it seems to be showing up in portrait. Just give me one moment. Can't seem to change orientation now it started. Orientation is locked. Rotate device back. What does that mean? Well, I'm just going to stop for a moment and then come back, I think. Hello to the person who just left me a message. I'm just messing around with my orientation because for some reason it's decided it's in portrait when I told it that I wanted to do this in landscape. So, no, this isn't working. Oh dear. Bear with me. Well, with apologies for that, hopefully we can now proceed. So, yeah, I recently spent a fortnight in Tokyo. It was great. And I bought a lot of stuff, and I'm just going to unbox it now and share it with you and rediscover some of it for myself, because I've forgotten exactly what it is that I bought as well. So, first up, let's get the some ephemera out the way. What I have here, pile of stickers. I've got a bunch of stickers that aren't modelling related as well, but I'm trying to watch this on my laptop at the same time, and it keeps timing out. So I'm sorry if I don't respond to you. For some reason, it's now decided it wants to turn the light on the front of the camera on. There we go. Right. This is a faff, isn't it? So, stickers and other ephemera that are modelling related. I'll just sort of charge through this now. So, I picked up a Micro Ace sticker from the stand at the All Japan Model and Hobby Show. This is Plamo Kojo. They were one of the other ones at the start of the show. I visited the Tamiya Plamodel factory. I didn't buy any Tamiya models because you can get those easily in Britain, but I did get a batch of stickers and a t-shirt. So, and the other, it's not directly modelling related, but coming up tomorrow is my video from the Stance Nation show, which all these stickers came from. So these go with in my display case with my model cars. Where did I get that? I think I got this from Village Vanguard, the Shibuya rail signs, and a nice Canada cell reproduction from Akira. So, not modelling related, but yeah, tangential, you know. I also picked up this comic, Dojin, The Adventures of Izetia and Bondbug. Just really, really interested in... Couldn't resist the adventures of a cartoony Bondbug, to be honest. I've got the Airfix Bondbug kit. I think I've got 2 of them, and now I think one of them's going to look like this. Anyway, that's the non-modelling stuff. Let's do some modelling stuff. First off, I was in Japan and I had to get stuff from some Gachapon machines. So that is okay, that's part of a bike kit. 1/12 scale bike. This is not the bike kit. This is a Paralympic speed wheelchair, also in 1/12. Like the look of that. These I think I shall quickly unpack. This is hex-shaped basically effects bits for your figures and your Gundam, which make up into shields. And you can mix and match the orientation of everything, and a bunch of options for how you arrange them. So that's going to be added to a Gundam at some point. Oops. The problem with opening all this stuff is I might end up dropping some of the bits off the side and losing them. Hopefully not. More Gundam. This is, and it came in many parts, Gundam Bust, the mechanical bust. I cheated and I got a set of 3 for this one. So I know I've got one of each. A little bit more expensive than if I'd got lucky with the Gachapon machine and got all 3, but also didn't have to run the risk of getting multiples. And this is one of the other sets, the actual Gachapon from that, and it's in multiple bags, so I'm going to have fun finding everything. We have all the instructions for the many Gundam, many Gachapon rather. Model car, RX-7 I think. One of these will tell me, you know. Anyway. Railway crossing sign in 24th, so I can stick that in front of one of my car builds. I think, yeah, there's a battery powered as well, so I think it'll make sounds. More from that Gundam bust. Yet more from that Gundam bust. This is a wild one. It's a crab that's actually a tank. It's got 4 barrels. I think it's like the I've forgotten the name of the Verbal-Wind with the 4 anti-aircraft flak barrels there. So that's a wild science fiction-y thing that's going to I'll put it up against some soldiers at some point. I'm going to build all of these in one, I think, in another live stream, and that time I promise I will get the orientation of the video right. Not a samurai, I think it's Nashigaru, but one of multiple possible poses. These are the wheels for the bike that's under there somewhere. More of the Gundam bust, and more of the Gundam bust. And I think I've now got all my Gachapon bit. Oh no, hold on, there's more. More of the Gachapon bust. This is a capsule character. I didn't get it from a Gachapon. I pulled it off a rail in a shop. I just like the look of it. It's going to sit in the background somewhere, or I might stick it with all my 12 scale figures. So now I will drop these back down somewhere, and we can go on to next set of stuff. I'll get to actual models in a minute, but I've got another set of related things to bring up first. I think they're erasers, but they're all various weird and wonderful characters. I've already opened this, as you can see, and orders from the shop are getting one of these in them, or possibly one of these, which are mini Gachapon with erasers in them, which are pretty hard to open actually. I haven't managed to get any of them open yet. I think I need to get a screwdriver or something, lever them open. So if you order from the shop in the next few months, you'll get one of these, probably, or possibly one of these, in with your order. First of many, many Gundam. I think these are also Gachapon toys. And Mobile Suit Selection 20. So I think it's suggesting that I've got all of them in there. Doesn't say what scale they are. They're smaller scale than, you know, standard, obviously, because they stand this tall. And I've got a bunch of them. So, don't know where they're going in relation to my other Gundam, which are generally 144th scale. I don't know what scale these are, but they'll find somewhere to live and display. Right, let's actually get some modelling stuff out, some kits. I was going for smaller items, things that were less easy to find in Britain, so quite a few vintage ones and a couple of limited editions. So Kotobukiya, well, there, that's what they are. They are practice swords for figures, for the Figma or whatever. I've got a couple of 12th scale figures that I'm sure would love those. This is coming out of the box in the, you know, semi-random order, because I just packed everything as best to get it on the, you know, into the suitcase and on the way home. Fishing boat, 2 model fishing boats, 150th scale, which is 150th is the scale that they do N in Japan. It's, you know, it's 148th in some places. I think it's 144th in others. The Japanese, they do it at 150th. So 2 small fishing boats. given the size, given the proximity and scale to Gundam, I may, you know, incorporate these into a Gundam diorama at some point. So, and this is what I meant earlier when I said I primarily was after the vintage kits. This is a Honda Squash moped. Easy to build, fine to display. I've got one 1/12 scale bike, and I've got a motor compo to build sitting there somewhere, and I just have this urge to build more scooters and weirdness. So this is an I'm not sure what, part of a range that they did at the time, and there you see the model itself. I was going to say two colours, but there's chrome, so black, red and chrome. These older kits, quite a lot of them, came with a little tube of glue, so I had to take all the tubes of glue out just in case, for security, and you know, just in case any of the sniffers at the airport were looking for volatile compounds that you might find in a glue tube. So there we go, Honda Squash. Some Gundam related custom material, 144th scale for 30-minute missions and other stuff, and they are bolt heads and various vents and the like. Let's have a quick look inside, because it suggests on the front that it comes with masking material. So there's a mask, so you can paint it. And I think it's designed so that you line it up with these holes here, on here, and then those then line up with these, so you can do your bits in two-tone. And there's another mask for this one as well there. Not really ever used any masking stuff before, pre-cut masking, so this is going to be interesting. I have at least one project that this can, you know, add the extra detail to. Another 12th scale. It's a beer crate. Don't know why, just like the look of it. Two beer crates. Let me see. This is... I'm not opening this because I got this for a mate. He wanted some limited item from the Gundam base. So... Oh no, this is the one that I bought for myself. So we're going to have a look inside this one. Or is it? You know what? I don't know anymore. This is one that I bought for him. So that's going to one side. I'm going to open that one. And this was also bought for him, because you're going to have something to display your Gundam on. I think this also, yeah, you know what? I think that also is another one that I bought for him. So we're not opening these. Sorry. At the All Japan model show, Aoshima were selling some of their kits fairly cheap, about about a third off, I think. I wouldn't have bought the ambulance otherwise, but I like the look of this 32nd scale Toyota Hi-Medic ambulance. Let's pull out a little bit. There we go. So yeah, it's fairly complex looking, but it's a snap kit, so it'll go together hopefully really well. I may see if I can get a lighting set for this and set it up so that so I can get the the lights flashing. And Model Cars Tuning Magazine, not the most recent edition. I wanted this one because it had all the K cars in it. I am a sucker for K cars. I don't know how many I've got in my to build collection, but I'm going to use this as inspiration for them. Despite spending nearly 2 years with Duolingo trying to teach me how to read and speak Japanese, my Japanese was appalling. So part of the job of these magazines is to make me learn to read some. I know I can point the phone at them and translate, which I probably will do, but also I really could do with actually learning to recognise some of the characters and string some of the words together. So this and a couple of manga I'm going to use to try and teach myself a little bit of Japanese. There. This is one of the limited editions that I bought for myself from the Gundam base. Weapon selection, including a bloody big sword and a sniper rifle, and some hands, obviously. So there should be, did it say 144th? I'm only building the 144th scale stuff at the moment. I may graduate up to something else. So let's have a quick look on the inside of this. So hand, bipod. I think you can make this, it's suggesting that you can do this as a machine gun or a sniper rifle. Big blade, more bits of gun. Yeah, cool. Again, I don't have any specific projects for this yet, but I'm sure I will throw it into the mix somewhere along the line. And this is why I edit all of my unboxing videos, because there's always this bit of the faff putting stuff back in, and I always cut that out when I do an unboxing video. What have we got in here? This one I think is, yep, this is my limited edition Gundam base purchase. XG01S Shenlong Gundam clear. So presumably everything is the same as the normal kit, apart from the fact that so much of it is in clear plastic. Now, the question with this is, can I get a gloss on it so it appears even clearer? Probably not, but... And also, in various colours of clear as well. That's cool. Oh, I've almost finished this box. First bag. And this is, well, it's another Gundam, but it's a team up with 7-Eleven. So it's in 7-Eleven colours. I actually found this in a shop called Second Street. I didn't find it in any of the model shops. It was in a second-hand thrift store. I'm not sure exactly what you would call it. But this and another interesting one that I don't know which bag it's in, and we'll get to it eventually. So it's the entry grade model of, and oh, you know what? And it's all in Japanese, so I'm not sure which one it is. But it's one of the simpler versions, but done up in the colours of the 7-Eleven chain. So obviously this gets built as is in the colours and not changed from them. And it's even got 7-Eleven branding on the transfers. Oops, there we go. Oh. And what have we got in the bottom of here? Zompiece. This was my first idea for something to do for Halloween, but I'm not going to get a project built in time for Halloween. But I mean, even this one, this is a really simple little figure that'll clip together pretty quickly. But I'm not going to get it built in the video made by Thursday. I don't think I am anyway. And that's it. I have emptied the first of my bags. Before we go on to the second of the bags, let's have a look inside this box. At the model show, they had a section called Junk City, where various of the manufacturers had brought along junk. Definition of junk slightly different in Japanese trading. It's not just rubbish, it's possibly not entirely, doesn't have all of the parts there. But I bought 2 boxes from Aoshima, and I have got, in this one, I've got, I think it's an Alphard or similar. Oh, I hadn't noticed the body colour. The body colour is finished in some sort of metal flaky effect. That's kind of cool. No instructions, so I've got to work out how to do this as I go along, but most of it should be fairly obvious. But as well as hopefully enough to build this particular model, there is also, I'm not sure whether this is part of it. Yes, that might be part of it. But there is also, I think that's a different kit. Oh no, maybe not. That might be the base for this. I think some of this, yeah, I've got interiors for two different cars here. I think that's probably the Alphard interior. This would appear to be the interior for something completely different. AE86. So this is the interior. Okay, for a Hatchie. And also body bits for something. Don't know what. They'll get incorporated into another build. But that kind of thing is useful if I start buying 3D printed or resin bodies. It gives me an interior to put in the body. I couldn't stop at buying just one of these boxes of junk. I had to buy another one as well. This one has got a Skyline, and I think most of the bits to build the Skyline are 34 GTR. I think I built one of these. I did a build-up video on one of these a while ago, so we might have to point you to that one after the fact. Might also help me work out how to build this one. So there's that, and there is also a 1990 Cresta. I'm presuming this is the body for the 1990 Cresta. So I might have a body and no, you know what? Oh, maybe not. Yeah, I don't know, but again, might just be something that becomes a donated part for other builds, and that's a Skyline. I think that's too big to go on this. Yeah, this is a Skyline rear light cluster for another different kit. So yeah, different bumpers. And I think I've got enough to build this, by the looks of it. Or a donor. Either way, I couldn't resist picking up a box of junk. 2 boxes of junk in the end. And on to the next bag. Oops. Don't have many completed Gundam, but I would like to be able to display them, so I picked up a display base, and there are some more bits to this, but they're probably buried deep down inside here, and I'll get to them later. So it's a modular kit, so you can build it as is. Let me just find. There's the instructions. Right, so that's the base, and this bit goes in there like so. And these bits go in there like so. And like so. And there you have it. You've got, and then this, where does this go? This goes across the front, possibly. So this goes in here if you want to trap your Gundam inside. So that's nice basic display, and I've got a few more of these, or expansion bits for them. So I think I'm probably going to do a build where I just detail it up a little and greeble it a bit. Whilst we're on the subject of Gundam, Hobby Japan. Bloody hell, this is a lot heavier than I remember it. Again, another magazine that's going to try to teach me Japanese as I try to work out what everything is and what it's telling me. And it's primarily about Gundam. In this issue, it says how to build Hy-Vee Gundam. This is October 2014. Again, it's not a new one. I got it in one of the second-hand shops. I think I got it in Leonardo LG. So I think this is one of those magazines that's so big it actually qualifies as a MOOC, a magazine book. Cool. I'm going to read that later. Here was one of my other options for a Halloween build, a yokai, some form of witch. These are Doyusha. I think it's Doyusha. Yep, Doyusha. And they're re-releases of some vintage kits. I could have picked up the actual original vintage kits, but I saw this done and picked this one up instead. And there's your little trading card, or possibly, you know, painting suggestions for it. Not many parts to it. There's a figure, and there's a base, and there's a little sign. And I think that might be, no, I think it's card, it's not a sticker. And that might go in the back here as a display thing. So this may end up getting, you know, dug back out next Halloween. Oh, there you go. This, does this go in there? No, doesn't fit. There you've got a nighttime scene for the background. So, given the amount of kits that I've got in my stash, this may end up coming out next Halloween as a Halloween build. Or maybe the Halloween after, given the number of kits I've got in my stash. Anyway. And another vintage kit. Another Gundam, but this is another old version. RGM 79 GM Sniper Custom. Mobile Suit Variation number 22. This is not going to go together anywhere near as neatly as a modern Gundam, because obviously it's from back in the day. But I wanted a vintage one just to see what the experience used to be like. I think it's going to, yeah, it looks like it's going to require gluing, because it's just got the little alignment tabs rather than any actual, you know, snap-on ones. Yeah, cool. And oh, plush-looking instructions, actually. Takara Tomy Honda VFR police bike, 32nd scale. As I've got, you know, some 24th scale cars, but it seems that the ones that I finish are all 32nd, and so they're the ones that are on my display case. So I think they deserve a little bit of extra colour. So I think they need, oh dear, broken it. So police bike to go with it. Sit in the back there. Cool. And what's next? Another vintage kit. This one intrigued me. Cut Model series. It is, once you get it open, you assemble a scene in a frame, so it's kind of a 3D picture rather than an actual model. You construct it in there, and you've got a bit of clear plastic for the front and background, and that's the window. If you take a look on the front there, you've got the view out the window, and you've got the wallpaper and the wood on top of the fireplace. And I think that's it for that's in there. And then you've got, I'm not sure what this is. I think this is a little perspective trick for the floor and the walls. Got the fireplace, a fire, mantelpiece clock, a couple of lights, rocking chair, which looks a little bit small for scale, and on the cover you've got big cuddly St Bernard. In the kit you've got small cat. False advertising, terrible. So that's I've never seen anything like it, so obviously got to pick it up. And now I've dropped a bit. There we go. Model Kawaii, cute model. Another Takara Tomy. This is in 64th scale though. Trying not to get into new scales, but if I'm going to pick up a car, I might as well pick it up in 64th because so many other things are in 64th. Toyota Hiace, and there we go. Don't know what I'm going to do with it. I may gasland it. It may become a gasland vehicle, or it may just sit on a display somewhere, just as a reminder of the holiday. Tokyo Tower. I did not get to visit Tokyo Tower, so it's on the to-do list for the next time I'm over there. Tokyo Tower. And this is another Doyusha kit? Yes, another Doyusha kit. It's 1/2000th scale. Maybe somebody does a 1/2000th scale Godzilla I can have attacking it. Who knows? And you can clearly get little LEDs to go in it, kind of like proper versions of this, which is one of those very cheap flickery candle jobs. So you can get little LEDs to fit in the bottom by the looks of it, because you've got a hole here and a hole here. So I reckon that you'd have light shining up through it. Obviously not in this version. I got the non-LED version. That's going to be a quick build. I will stick it up somewhere just as a little reminder. What's that? Oh, right. This is a cut, I think it's card rather than wood. Cut card miniature building, 220th scale, Z gauge. As I'm designing a lot of stuff for Z gauge at the moment, I now have a building to take photos of them against, because it is primarily JDM stuff I'm designing. And I was going to, I'm not going to do a Z gauge layout because I'm not going to actually put any trains on it, but I might do a little Z gauge city. I've got a little layout box that I might put a junction and the streets around of urban Japan. And whoops, typical, I just dropped a bit. Yeah, so it's cut card. I think it's die cut card rather than laser cut. I've got some advertising on the top. Just ever so slightly off brand. Coca-Cola. So it's a 3-story building with stuff on the roof. 4-story if you include the ground floor. So cool. There we go. Cool. And samurai sword, I think. Yeah, samurai sword is it now. For about 10 minutes, I knew the difference between a katakana and a tachi, and it's something to do with which way up the blade lays, and I've forgotten which way up the blade is, so I don't know whether this is a tachi or the other one, the katakana. So that is in 6th scale, so Action Man's getting that to go with all of his guns. And another vintage kit. Just, you've got to love the cover art. It looks like it might have come off a movie poster, and you've got a couple of stills from looks like Godzilla fighting whatever this beastie is, and inside it's not quite going to live up to the promise of the box, because it's an older school kit, but it is chromed, which if you lay some less opaque red over the top of it, it might actually start to look a bit like that. And it's also maybe pull along. I'm not sure what this in here is for, or these. So yeah, another one, another oddball vintage kit. And again, I could tell you what it is, but the translator is on the phone, which is shooting the video. Another motorbike. This is another 32nd scale motorbike to go with this one and all of the cars. Oh no, I've taken the head off my Gundam. This one, I think, is a firefighting motorcycle. Quick attacker. So I've got police. I figured I ought to have fire as well. Oh, hello. I didn't expect that. It comes with a rider. Does it? Yes. And I think some stickers for here and here, and here? No, there. Yeah. So rider goes on there like so. Does he then, is this meant to go like that? Whoops. But anyway, yeah, it doesn't have a stand the way this one does. So I think I'm meant to put the rider on in such a way that it stands it up. More junk. I forget which of the shops in Radio Kaikan I got this from, but they had hanging off pegs, big bags, relatively cheap, of sprues from mixed and matched models. So, well, 72nd scale Super Mystère, and whatever this one is. Now, I'm not making any plain models, but I do a thing called scale bashing, where I'll take its components from one kit in one scale, put them onto another kit, a diorama usually a bit of background in another scale, and moving them out of context changes the way they look and changes what they could possibly be. So these become, extractor fans and the like on a sci-fi diorama. And what caught my attention with this one was this bit here, which looks like could stand that up, and all of these could be parts of base walls or the like in a Gundam base or a sci-fi base. And I haven't got a clue what this is from. is from JWG17032, and it's Sprue B. I don't know. And this is also from a JWG kit. But these are nicely pre-riveted, pre-lined parts for super detailing dioramas and giving a little bit of interest, a little bit of sci-fi interest to things. And I mean, obviously missiles and fuel pods, fairly obvious what they are, but I might find a use for them still. JWG17018, and that's definitely a gun barrel and bits for elevating it. Oh, and there I think is the same bit again. Oh no, this is X, this is Y. So different gun barrels. More bits that'll be really useful as, there you go, more extractor fans, so they become air conditioning units maybe, I don't know. More drop tanks. Drop tanks are drop tanks. Wing bits, again, wing bits less easy to repurpose and give a different context, but still potential. And I think these are wheels, and those look like the cowls that go over a radial motor on an older propeller driven plane. And another sprue of missiles and drop tanks. So they're all going into the Greeblies box. Okay, next. Another vintage, not a Gundam. Let me just... This is the EVA WP4000 Wear Puppet All Over. From Bandai. And it's got lots of explanations of what it is, but I need the translator. And it appears to be good old mech suit piloted by a child with another child as a companion. So anyway, 24 scale will go with some of my cars. Again, I had to open it to take out the old tube of glue, which I think they'd all dried up by now, but just want to be careful, just in case. And another vintage one, another oddball monster. This, trying to work out which company it is, Marusho? But very odd looking creature with a glowing tail. I haven't spotted that before. It's number 3 in whatever the set is. There you got number 1 and number 2 and number 4 as well. And it comes with a wind-up motor. So it's a clockwork kaiju. And you've got this really, really cool cover art. And then this very clunky moulding. And in fact, if you take a look at the instructions, give you an example of what it looks like when it's finished. Compared to whatever. So it's very simple kit. It isn't even half a page of instructions. That's going to be a silly little diversion. Diving in again. Ah, yes, another one of these. So I can actually have, yeah, multiples. Or stack them one on top of each other, or whatever I decide to do with them in the end. There may be a third one of those sitting in there somewhere. And this is from Cavico, and I do like me Cavico. I discovered them recently. I like the little mini easy clip togethers. I think this looks like it's a variation on the robot that I've already built, but it's a limited edition version. Yeah. And another Gachapon. What's this? This is a Suzuki Alto Works in, I think, 64th. Yeah. I just love the look of the Alto, so I had to get myself one. I can go with my collection of Gachapon stuff to be built. Oops, to be built, possibly on another live stream where hopefully I'll get the orientation properly and we can do it landscape rather than portrait. Custom wheels. These are Mark 1 5H 14-inch wheels. Not sure what they're going on. They are just a set of wheels, some transfers for them, and they should be in here also. Yep, there we go. Vinyl tyres, and it looks like they're set up for stretched rather than a fairly low profile. Also, very wide. So they're going on something, obviously. On my next Kaido build. If I can actually manage to do one, the one that I've started so far, I managed to make a complete hash of sticking the body panels on and abandoned it. So there's half a video series on building the Toyota Mark II. I might go back and work on that again. More junk. I don't really know what this is. I think it's a building. I'm fairly confident it's 150th scale, so I can fudge the figures and call it 144th scale and have it there for Gundam. Made in Japan. No indication of how this goes together. All of these bits seem to be the same. So, yeah. I'm not sure what this is, but there's a lot of clear on here, so I think there's windows for it. And it suggests it might be a tower. So there's a whole load of windows which look like they should fit in there. So this is, I think I'm going to sit down one day and just sort of swear at this until I work out how I'm meant to make it go together. And then have... So these could go, hello, they did that. Hello, these could go in there, or these could go in there. And it might be that they're meant to be awnings to go over a station, to go over a platform. That makes sense. But it's junk, and it came without instructions, so I'm going to have to work it out. We'll see. Digging deeper. What's this? Oh, right. Yeah. Sushi. Not even one of the better made sushi models. I think this was... but then it was only 100 yen. This one also came from the Aoshima stall at the All Japan Model Show. And it's another wind-up model. I just like the idea of a Hysteric Mini. And it's also got something else in it. Put that to one side and go over that in a minute. So, Daidoge or Daidoje World Cup in Shizuoka. So, it's an easy to assemble little toddler. Where's the wind-up mechanism? For a wind-up model kit, I'm not seeing anything I can wind up. So maybe it's just going to be a very silly... Wait. Or maybe you just set the head nodding and that does the job. So there's a weight. I think that might be in this, in here. No, I don't know. So there should be a weight. There we go. There's the weight. And there's various stickers for decorating it, and there are, and I can't get them to come out. I think there's some eyes and things there. Okay. It just appealed. As a slightly different build. And, you know, show prices, so it was cheap. Oh, and in there, I also picked up Cinderella's Glass Slippers and Wooden Box, which is 12th scale. And is laser cut wooden box with a little bit of felt to decorate it, and some clear 3D printed slippers. So, not glass, 3D printed resin, but it'll do. So the trick there is going to be seeing if I can get, you know, they're quite clear as is. Maybe you don't need to do anything else to them. So I'm going to do a bit of experimenting on the wood, because I reckon it needs a wood stain of some sort. Just for authenticity. Again, don't see them very often. First time I'd ever seen this particular thing. Very simple assembly, The trick is going to be in getting the box a suitably wood-stained finish. Up there. Getting close to the bottom. What's that? This is Cinnamoroll, which is one of the more famous mascots. And as there was a kit for it, I thought I'd get it. And much like me little, I forgot the name of my little cat figure that I got, it will probably end up in the background of a diorama as a piece of street art or whatever. Possibly graffitied up, possibly as intended. Who knows? This is a locker full of cleaning kit. Might be 24th scale. It was cheap. I picked it up on the off chance that it can be used in the background of a garage diorama. What else have we got in here? What's this? More bits to go with these. Yep. Scaffolding. Don't think it actually goes directly on this. It's slightly different structure. But yeah. Scaffolding. And the final kit of my 2024 Japan trip haul. And this is another one that I got at 2nd Street, which was definitely not a model shop. It was, if you think about charity shops, it was that kind of thing. I didn't get to any of the bigger hard-offs or anything like that. I think they might provide lots of interesting stuff, which I'll be taking a trip out to some of the larger hard-offs next time I'm there, just to see what I find. So this is, it's a figure and a plane, and it's from a manga and anime called Area 88 from the early 80s, and I briefly knew the character's name and now I've forgotten it again. I think it might be Erica? No, I don't think it's Erica. And what it is, and it's a Hasegawa model, and this is one of their plane kits. Oh no, there's the instructions. So it's the 144th scale AV-8B Harrier, which is what the character flew in the manga, and some appropriate decals and resin cast figure. I am trying to get better at figure painting, so here's potentially another figure for me to practice on. I think Hasegawa still do this kind of thing where they'll bundle a figure with an otherwise unrelated model, a related model. They've got a bunch of cars that come with a figure, an appropriate figure to go with it. So that's what she looks like when she's finished, and with painting suggestions, and conveniently with decals for the eyes, because painting the eyes is quite often the tricky bit. So you build the Harrier and you display it with the character. And never seen one before, so I had to pick it up. So that's it. That's my haul. Don't think I've greatly surprised myself by finding something that I'd forgotten I bought. And I apologise for not getting this the right orientation. I really got to get my act together on the live streams. So next week I am going to build all of my gacha. Just do them all, sit down, do them all in one go on a live stream, and I will really try to make sure that that comes out landscape. For now though, thank you for watching, and good night.